When God created the heavens and the earth, He formed man out of the dust of the earth. He breathed the breath of life into his nostrils, and the man became a living soul. The Lord God planted a garden in Eden. He put the man there to care for it. Out of the ground grew every tree that was pleasant to look at, and good to eat. In the middle of the garden was the tree of life, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God commanded the man,
"You may eat from every tree of the garden, but from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you cannot eat, or you will certainly die."
Then God said,
"It is not good for the man to be alone."
So God formed from the ground all the animals and birds. He brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And Adam chose a name for each.
You will be called blue bird. And you, elephant. You will be called giraffe. Your name is zebra. You will be called monkey.
But still there was no helper just right for him. So God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and as he slept, God took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh. Then God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man.
This is bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She will be called woman, because she was taken out of man.
And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more cunning than any of the animals God had made. And he said to the woman,
"Can it really be that God has said, 'You shall not eat from any tree of the garden'?"
We can eat fruit from any tree except the fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden. God said we cannot eat, nor touch it, or we will die.
You will not surely die. For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil.
So, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of the fruit and ate. Then she gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate. Then their eyes were opened, and they felt ashamed of their nakedness. So they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves coverings. Then they heard the voice of God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. So they hid themselves from the presence of God amongst the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to Adam,
"Where are you?"
I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. And I hid myself.
"Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you not to eat?"
The woman that you gave me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate it.
Then God said to the woman,
"What is this you have done?"
The serpent deceived me, and I ate.
Then God said to the serpent,
"Because you have done this, you are cursed above all animals. You will move on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life."
To the woman he said,
"I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you."
God said to Adam,
"Because you have listened to your wife and have eaten from the tree which I commanded you saying, 'You shall not eat of it,' the ground is under a curse because of you. In toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. It will grow both thorns and thistles for you. You shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you will eat bread until you return to the ground. For you are dust, and to dust you shall return."
The man named his wife, Eve, because she was the mother of all the living. And God made tunics of animal skins for Adam and Eve, and clothed them. Then God said,
"Look, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And now, he might stretch out his hand and take from the tree of life, and eat, and live forever."
So God sent Adam away from the Garden of Eden, to cultivate the ground from which he had been made. At the east of the Garden of Eden, God stationed the cherubim and the sword with the flashing blade to protect and guard the entrance to the tree of life.